Hi there, my name is Greg Ranger, and in this video case study I'll show you the exact steps we use to sell an $800,000 home using Google Ads, Facebook Ads, and a $2,000 ad budget. Who am I? I'm a Google and Facebook Ads expert. You can see me here giving a speech at a marketing conference. Here are some of my clients. Basically what I do is I help grow sales for businesses using Google AdWords, Facebook ads, SEO, and social media marketing. In this case study, I'm going to show you exactly how I spent the $2,000 in Google ads, and those ads directly resulted in the sale of a custom-built home worth $800,000, and actually with the land it's worth over $1 million. So throughout the case study, you're going to learn the exact steps so you can actually apply them to your business and generate additional sales. So why Google Ads? Basically, you want sales, but you don't want to overspend on advertising to get them. So if you made $1 million, but you spent, $999,000 to get there, that would not make sense, right? So just to give you an example, in cities like San Diego, the cost of a billboard advertising is actually $15,000 a month. So basically, you have a billboard, you pay $15K, and all these cars are effectively going to see your ad, sure, but only a small percentage of the cars are actually interested in your product. In this case, it would be a home for sale or a condo for sale, right? So basically, you're spending all this money, but only a small fraction of your, of the traffic are actually interested in your product. So, bottom line is, Google Ads are different. You can actually choose specifically who you should show your ads to, right? By using specific keywords, and I'm going to talk about that later. You can target specifically people that are interested in your product, and only those that are likely to buy will see your ad. So basically, you're not wasting advertising dollars. Again, as you can see here, only those people with a smile are going to see your ads, right? Only the people looking for your specific product or service will see your ad, and therefore click on it and communicate with you. So let me tell you about my client. They are a construction company based out of Quebec City, and the CEO happens to be my father. So I just want to put it out there. However, it doesn't change the results, which I'm going to show you. But yeah, so construction company in Quebec City. And these are the results before I started working with them. So basically, A, they did not do any Facebook advertising. B, very, very ineffective ads in Google. The reason I say this is, once I took over the AdWords account, first of all, they had spent $10,000 already and had no results. The reason I say no results is because I took a look at the keyword, and the campaigns were just a disaster. They were ranking for furniture, selling furniture, selling used parts when it's a custom home company, right? So the previous marketing company, did a very, very poor job in setting up the entire campaigns. And I guess the third aspect was that there was no tracking set up. So they were spending money, and other than a bi-monthly ad bill, they would not see any results. Like, are the ads working? Like, are we getting actual phone calls for this? Are we getting form submissions? Are we getting emails? So later in this video, I'll show you how we set up the actual tracking. So again, before they started working with me, spent $10K, got 0 results, nothing measurable. So basically just money lost. Then I started working with them, and these are the results. So in 30 days, we spent, again, $2,310 in Google AdWords. We generated 8 serious phone inquiries. and we actually generated this full sale of a brand new custom home worth $800,000 to a medical doctor. So this is the current AdWords account. So here we have the date at the top. So the ads actually launched, the ads I set up launched January 20th, 2017. And it's just a 30-day snapshot. In this case, the sale happened roughly a couple weeks after, in the middle here. But the end date for this snapshot is February 20th, 2017. And as you can see here for the campaigns, we spent $2,310 here. So, and here, what you're seeing right now is a Ring Central account. Ring Central basically allows you to buy, additional phone numbers, so you can track your marketing channel. So, for example, before I came in, they use the same phone number for all their advertising. So you could be spending, $2,000 on newspaper ads every month. You don't know if it's actually working, right? You could be spending $2,000 on AdWords. You don't know if it's working. So I set up tracking unique phone numbers that allow us to measure the results. So are the newspapers working? Are the AdWords working? Are the Facebook ads working? And so forth. So in this case, the highlighted in red phone logs, basically it's 2 calls from the same number on February 8th. And one of the call lasted 7 minutes, 56 seconds. The other one lasted like 4 minutes. So I asked my client, I'm like, hey, did you get on Wednesday, 2 calls, one around 5:30, the around at 7 for a client? It looked like it was a serious call because, the call lasted 8 minutes, the other call lasted 4 minutes. The client was like, yeah, absolutely. So it turns out that it's, a doctor from Chicago looking to move back to Quebec City to be close to her family, and she needs to build a new home, right? So she was looking at custom homes, decided to give a call. And so that's her phone number. And then if we expand the logs of the detail, we see that she called using the AdWords phone number. So we know that the only way she could have called that phone number is that if she saw our ad and actually decided to call. So that's how we measure the results, is we put tracking in place. So again, just to recap the results, that ad led to a few short weeks, 4 or 5 meetings later, because, it's a big sale, right? It led to the full sale of the $800,000 home. That's not the home in the picture. This is a duplex. It's a similar looking, however, home. So this is a testimonial. It's in French, but I put translation. You can translate it, but basically I ask, I'm like, hey, Peter, or Pierre in French, for the doctor in Chicago that contacted us via AdWords, what was the final amount? And he's like, hey, Greg, for Dr. Tremblay coming from Chicago, the combined sale of the home and the land, the value is $1 million. So they signed a contract for that, and the work is actually in progress as we speak. And then he says, thanks for your work. So here's the basic strategy, and I'm going to get into a little bit more details after, but basically you want to have very specific and relevant ads with ultra targeted keyword, right? So you sort of want to fish with a spear first. You want to know your buying keywords. In our case, it was new homes in Quebec cities, and there's a whole bunch of variation, but this is just one example. And then you want to put a very specific relevant ad. So, they search for new home in Quebec City. We say, hey, we build new homes in Quebec City, right? So if they were to say new home in Montreal, we wouldn't say, homes in Quebec or homes in Quebec City. We would say new homes in Montreal. So you see, the ad needs to be very relevant, very closely related to what the person actually searches. So if you have, let's say, a cell phone repair business and you search for, broken iPhone screen, you don't want the ad to be like, we fix phones. You want your ad to say, have a broken iPhone screen, we can come to you and repair it, right? So you can see that's what I mean by a relevant ad to the very specific buyer keyword. So what happens is once they click on the ad, they go to a landing page. Again, it has to be a relevant landing page. It cannot be just, your home page with all your generic information and the about us. That's all fine. However, for an ad, you want to, again, echo the same information that they typed in. So to stick with this example, if they're looking for new homes in Quebec, they click the new homes in Quebec ad, they go on a landing page. It only makes sense that it talks about, new homes being built in Quebec City, right? So it can't, just be your regular homepage or things like that. It needs to talk about that specific keyword at the top. And what you also want to do is have a call to action. So typically the call to action, it's either to book an appointment with a nice little form, or email us or give us a call, right, to book an appointment. So you can have a couple options. Typically, I recommend just having one clear call to action. It depends on the type of business. In this case, we actually tested, and phone numbers work really well. So that's for the landing page. The third step is to have Facebook ads and to retarget visitors with a call to action. What does that mean? So basically, if people view your landing page here in green, at some point a few hours later, if they are obviously logged into Facebook, if they're part of Facebook, they will see an ad relevant to the landing page they searched on. So, new homes in Quebec is one of the pages, but we have like a general contractor in Quebec, and they would see a different landing page. And in this case, they would also see a different Facebook ad. So similar to the landing page, the Facebook ad is also relevant to what they just saw and also has a call to action. This follows them for, I think it gets displayed once a week in the Facebook feed. So basically, it's just a nudge, a gentle nudge that, hey, it looks like you were interested in new homes in Quebec City. By the way, if you want to come visit the office or, view the models we have and things like that, or the current builds, give us a call or book an appointment, right? So that's the whole purpose of the Facebook ad, is to remind people to book an appointment or to take an action. So in the case of a cell phone repair company, it would be to, hey, do you still have a broken phone? If so, give us a call. We can give you, 20% off. In a custom built home setting, you can't necessarily give 20% off. However, for a cell phone repair, if you want to incite them to take action, you can actually nudge them hey, if you call today, we'll give you 10-15% off, right? So that's something you can do. And then finally, we want to measure everything, right? So you want to be able to see if what you're doing actually works. So there's some basic tracking we can put in place with Google Analytics, and there's other softwares out there. But in our case, unique phone numbers that are trackable is super key, especially for service business. So if you're, again, cell phone repair, appliance repair business, if you do air duct cleaning, it's good to have unique phone numbers. That way you know where they're calling from. Are they calling because they saw your truck with the lettering, or they saw an ad in a newspaper, or are they calling directly because they saw your ad in Google? And this, as a business owner, it's very good practice, because you can double down on the marketing channel that's really working, right? So if you're spending $2,000 a month on newspaper, and you see that you're getting literally 0 calls from your newspaper ads for the past 6 months, then maybe switch that budget to Facebook or Google or whatever. So I hope this makes sense. So as you saw, the results for this method are pretty amazing. Again, we only spent $2,000 and we got an $800K home. we sold that, and you can assume the profit margins are pretty high on that, typically between 10 and 15% of profit. So that is definitely a good ROI. And over the past 4 months, we have other projects that are getting closed as we speak. So I didn't include them in here because they're not fully sold, but we generated 39 phone calls over the past 4 months. Keep in mind, this is not a service business where, if you need a phone fix, you'll call right away, right? The volume, you're looking for a new home, it's a high ticket purchase. So it makes sense that, they're getting roughly 10 calls a month, right? So to be fully transparent, their ad spend was actually not their only cost. So I personally charge $1,500 a month to create, manage, and run their Google and Facebook ads campaign. So that was added to their cost. They pay Google and Facebook directly for their ad spend. So my fee was just for my time managing the ads. They actually paid for the ads themselves. But my goal essentially was to get them such a high ROI that it more than pays for my fee. So basically, within the first month, I activated the ads and we were able to get one sale right off the bat, a huge sale actually, and then we have more sales in progress. So basically, they're getting a high ROI for that value. So again, just to quickly recap, very researched keywords, specific buyer keywords. You want to get some relevant ad for each set of keywords. You want to set up a very focused, relevant landing page with a clear call to action. You want to retarget with Facebook all these visitors with, again, a very specific call to action. And then you want to track everything to make sure you're getting the ROI. There's also 3 main secrets to why this actually worked really well. So secret 1 was, like I said, ultra-specific buyer keywords. Buyer is a very important word here, because if we're selling new homes, you can't have just a home for sale keyword or, like new homes, just like very broad keywords. That's not good enough. So there's 2 ways you can get specific in Google AdWords. One is putting the keyword plus the city. So new homes Quebec, new homes Montreal, new homes Dallas. So that's one way. The other way is to restrict the area in Google. There's a setting where you can say like only show the ad if you're in Quebec plus 30 miles around you, right? So you can have a generic keyword like homes for sale, but you limit the radius to the city itself. So that's a key here. And they need to have good volume. In our case, because one sale is worth so much, the volume can be much lower. So you can have 50 searches a month, which is low. But if you just get 1 or 2 sale out of that, you're golden, right? If you're in a service business, you're a dentist, you want to have a little bit more than 50 searches a month for that keyword. And what a search a month is, it's basically 50 searches a month is there's roughly 50 people searching for new homes in Quebec, dentist in Dallas. Every month there's 50 people searching for that keyword. That's all it means. The second component here is a negative keyword list. So I'll explain that in 2 seconds. But again, these are the buyer keywords I was talking about. So some of the keywords have 1,000, construction, new homes, 390, Maisonneuve, so new homes, plural, 110, things like that. So these are the buyer keywords. And then we have the negative keyword list. So basically, you don't want you don't want to spend money on useless searches. So if somebody were to search tax credit on new homes, and if you didn't block tax credit or tax, your ad would show and someone could click on it and you would be charged like $2 or $3. So basically you would put tax credit as a negative keyword. So whenever somebody searches new homes, you want your ad to show up, but if they search tax credit on new homes, your ad is not going to show up, because that's not the intention. The intention behind the keyword is not to buy, right? It's to get info on tax credit. They're not looking at new homes necessarily. So you want to prevent that. Similar keywords like construction code, right? New homes. So somebody looking at the construction code is probably a home builder himself, right? Or just looking to get into that field. So you, again, don't want your new home ad to show up if construction code is present. So you would add that to the negative keyword list. Typically, too, you want to add the competition's name, because let's say, it's a Ranger contractor and they're looking for a Tremblay contractor. You don't want your name to show up. Not in all cases, but starting out a campaign, you don't want the competition's name, because if they're looking for that very specific Tremblay, they're looking for Tremblay, they want to call Tremblay, right? There's a scenario where you could create ads to target specifically your main competition, and have an ad that runs when when they type in their name. So if they look for Tremblay Construction, you could say like, hey, looking for Tremblay Construction, there's a better alternative or something like that. So you could create an ad campaign, but for targeting the competition specifically. But right off the bat, it's kind of like a secondary option. You really want to nail your new home, your initial keywords first before you start looking at the competition. And though here are like other choices. So how to build a home, you would add that to the negative keyword list, because they're not looking to buy a new home necessarily. And same thing like getting a job and courses for new home builders and things like that. Secret number 2. So basically, Google Ads can be very effective if you take the time to split test, and you also want to raise your quality score. A side effect of raising your quality score is that it lowers your cost. So let's start with the first part. You want to split test different ad copy. So basically, this is for one set of keyword. Homes for sale in a suburb of Quebec City called Sillery. And basically we are testing 3 ads for what has the most impression and the best click-through rate. So Google is actually deciding how it serves the ad. So it's serving this ad more, and I have it on a setting that it automatically chooses the one that has the highest click-through rate, or the better impression, and with the clicks, with the click-through rate. So it's a combination of things. But basically, you want to split test the wording, how you structure the words and things like that in your ad to improve the results here. So to get a better click-through rate. A click-through rate is simply for the ad shows up, let's say 846 times, and it resulted in 123 people clicking on that ad. So the more people click on that ad, the better. So you want to test different ad copy to see what's most appealing for a given set of keywords. You also want to test different landing pages. So you again want to switch the wording, you want to switch maybe the graphical images. In this case, one of the landing pages we have the ongoing projects, right? So if they're looking for new homes, we have a call to action. The blurred out thing is the phone number here, but it's like, give us a call at blah, blah, blah. And then we have some projects, right, that they can look at. So you could test some different approaches on your landing page. And then finally, quality score. So quality score, it's metrics in Google, and basically it tells you how good your ad is. So basically, is your ad relevant? When people click on the ad and they go on your landing page, how's their experience? Are they getting assaulted by pop-ups? Are they right away clicking out of your page because it was not relevant? Things like that. So you want to raise that quality score because of a few reasons, and we'll talk about those later. But basically, to raise your quality score, you want to make sure that the site loads fast. So you don't want your site to take like 10-15 seconds to fully load. That's actually bad, right? So you want your site to load extremely fast. You also want to increase the time the person spends on your site. So if they click on your ad, they go to your page and right away they click back because they didn't like what they saw or it was not relevant, that actually can hurt you. It does hurt you. So you want to make sure that your landing page, A, is relevant and that they spend time on it. So one way is to have some text about what exactly they were searching. In our case, new homes, we were showing projects, so they can scroll down, click on a few projects, and spend time on the copy. You want to have relevant ad copy, and again, relevant landing page. We just touched that. And then more recently, Google really rewards you if you have SSL turned on. So secure socket layer. Basically, it's a good thing to have anyways for security purposes, but you get rewarded for this if you have SSL. Actually, I didn't talk about the benefits. So the benefits of raising your quality score are manifold. Basically, Google will show your ad more frequently. So let's say for the new home keyword, you might be one of 10 people advertising for that keyword. If your quality score is higher, your ad will show up more. So Google will decide that, oh, you know what, this ad is really quality. People are having a great experience when they click on that ad. Then they'll show your ad more. Therefore, you'll get more traffic and a better click-through rate. And so A, your ad's going to show up more, but B, a side effect of that is that since your click-through rate goes higher, your cost will decrease over time. So it's all win-win-win. Raising your quality score is a winning formula, basically. Secret number 3 is the Facebook retargeting. So here are some of the ads that whenever you consult a specific page, you'll have an ad show up in Facebook and then asking you like, hey, looking for a new home, call us at blah, 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 or see your projects. And then we also have a video. So if you just visit the website, you'll see a video showing, one of the homes with a specific price range. In this case, it's we want a price for it, and it's a lower price range, $275K to $350. But anyway, so there's a nice video that shows up. One tip for videos, always have caption. So you want, if you do any kind of Facebook advertising and even YouTube, if you put your videos on YouTube, always put captions in your video, because if you think about it, people are looking on their phone, they're scrolling, and then if they see, you can read pretty fast. So if they see subtitles, they can start reading, and if it's actually captivating enough, they might stay there and press play and get the full sound of your video, because initially videos in Facebook in your feed are muted, right? So it's actually proven that subtitles increase the number of people that view the video and the length as well. So yeah, so basically these are Facebook retargeting ads. Again, just to recap, very specific relevant ads, ultra targeted keyword, goes to very specific landing page with a clear call to action. They get retargeted with, again, nice Facebook ads with specific call to action. And then we track everything to make sure we are getting a return on investment. So my question for you is, would you like help doing this? So everything I just described, would that be helpful for your business? If so, you can actually book a free strategy call with me. I can look at your business. It doesn't have to be real estate. Like I said, I've dealt with accountants, cell phone repair companies, roofing companies. So I can help you come up with a plan of action. Now, I want to be totally honest and transparent. I do charge $1,500 per month for my services, but I would be happy to create a plan of action for you for free. So you don't have to commit $1,500. If you want it in a done for you fashion, I'll do it, everything for you, everything we just described, I'll do that for you. However, I can build a plan of action strategy step by step for you for free. So if you would like to jump on a call with me, just click on the button below this video. You'll be taken to an application form where you can tell me a little bit more about your business. So it's just going to be a quick survey just so I can learn the type of business you're in and the type of clients and products you sell, or maybe it's a service. So the client application form looks like this. So you just need to go through it. It's like 2 pages. It's not too long. It's going to take you 2 minutes to complete. And then once you submit that information, you're actually going to be redirected to a calendar app so you can actually choose when you want to book a call with me. And that's it. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching this case study. I can't wait to replicate these results for your business. Have a great day. Cheers.